you all have been well. Today we're going to be doing a girl talk episode. We're going to be talking about thinking about your future, success, and rivalry. So I know a lot of you guys out there are planning your future right now, and to some of you guys, you're probably just a little confused. You don't know what decisions you should make, what paths you should take. Perhaps you don't really know where you're going in life, and maybe some other of you guys out there just feel a little small or inferior. So I'm going to share my story on growing up, rivalry, breaking expectations, finding and chasing your dreams, and of course being happy. To start off, I just want to say that we are all gifted and talented in our own little ways. So as Einstein says, you know, a fish is made to swim. You can't call a fish stupid for not being able to climb a tree. So in my case, I'm not meant to be smart academically. So it was kind of why I had such a hard time in high school, because I don't know, like I could sit in class and the teacher could be talking and I'll just go just go aside. So even though I wasn't academically smart, I was always a very creative and arty person. But at that time my parents was like, no, she's one of those, she's not gonna be a doctor. Facepalm. I loved being arty, I loved drawing, but at the same time I remember I was really ashamed of myself because I couldn't fulfill my parents' expectations. So I don't know where your rivalry comes from, but for me, mine came from my cousins, because my parents don't know how other kids are doing in my school. They only know how other kids are doing through the family. So for me, I actually had this one cousin, and she and I were really close. We grew up together, and she was just adored by everybody because she was pretty. She spoke really well. She's very clever. She played piano and she did ballet. So, you know, to me, I thought she had everything, and I envied her. Not in a bitter way, but I guess I wanted to be more like her and less like myself. So that was mistake number one. So for 20 years of my life, I just lived it entirely for my parents. I just really wanted their approval, and I guess they would have still loved me just the same, even if I didn't do well in school, but I just wanted them to be proud of me. If there's anything I was afraid of, it was letting my parents down. If you really think about it, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to try hard. It's not a bad thing for it to motivate you to do well. But what happens when you finally have to make a decision for yourself? When it's actually time to choose your career path, that's going to change your life forever. It could be so scary, and you could just be so confused because, you know, hey, I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life. And you know, I made a really huge mistake when I was younger. I just thought I was young, I'm incapable of making decisions for myself. I thought it was probably better to get someone who's older and wiser to make the decision for me. And at the same time, it seemed like the easier thing to do. I guess I was afraid. I was afraid not being able to find a job. I was afraid of disappointing my parents. So I compromised and I went into graphic design. So during my first year in uni, I knew that this wasn't what I wanted to do, and I thought, oh crap, what have I got myself into? I wanted to quit my course and change, but I was always in a constant battle because I was afraid of disappointing my parents, and I thought, you know, maybe I'll stick at it longer, maybe I'll like it as time goes by. And then second year came in and I thought, yep, I don't like this, but I might as well stick it out since I'm in second year. And then I kept going until I finally graduated with a degree, and I thought, great, I have a degree to something that I'm totally not interested in, and now I have to go out and work in this industry. So I did have to learn the hard way, and for this reason I have the most respect for people who have the courage to make the change for themselves. I mean, Tim changed course when he was in his first year, and I remember at that time my excuse was, your parents are more understanding, but it never occurred to me that this isn't about my parents, this is really about me. So at the time I graduated, it was the beginning of a financial crisis, and it was just so difficult for everybody to find a job. And because I wasn't passionate about what I was doing in uni, my portfolio really wasn't that great, you know. So at that time, it was so confusing for me. I had the lowest self-esteem. My parents actually wanted me to actually manage their restaurant. And I did consider it because it seemed like it was an easier thing to do, you know, it's all set out for me, and, you know, no one could pick on me. But, you know, sometimes the easier thing to do doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy, because I knew that if I did run a restaurant, I wouldn't be passionate about it. So sometimes the harder option may seem challenging, but you know, it makes it worth it. So from my experience, guys, I cannot emphasize enough that you should pick a path that you're passionate about or pick something that you're good at. And I know I'm going to get messages saying, Bubs, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I love. And my answer for you is to go out there, try different things to find your passion. Don't just wait for it to come to you. You have to go out and look for it. Make things happen for yourself. Sometimes a hobby could turn into something. So don't be one of those people who just sit there and complain or make excuses. Remember, guys, it's never too late to turn back. I actually had a friend and he was a chartered accountant. He had a high wage, but you know, he was just always stressed. He was always unhappy. And one day he just decided to make a decision for himself and he quit his job. He went off and did teaching instead, which didn't pay as much, but he was so much happier and he just felt so much more fulfilled. He had to learn the hard way as well because he was an accountant for his parents, and when he decided to change his job, there was a lot of arguments going on, but now his parents see how happy he is and it all worked out for the best. Money-wise, I guess it all goes down to level of expectations. It's cool if you are able to earn more of it, but I do see it as a bonus thing because, you know, really guys, wealth doesn't necessarily mean you'll be happy. Some people are driven by being able to buy, you know, flashy things, you know, nice clothes, nice possessions. Some people are driven by excitement of their jobs. Some people are driven by passion. So there's a whole bunch of combination of factors that drive people to go on. One thing for sure, each road has its ups and downs, but hey, that's life. So another thing to remember is life is unpredictable. You could plan and plan and plan and things would just take a different turn. So, you know, for me, I never thought that the internet could open doors for me, but, you know, it was my personality, I guess, and my creativity that brought me into this. So something that I, you know, turned away for years. Sometimes when life just isn't going the way you want it to be, it's probably just going into another direction that's better for you. So for me, I learned that I can't live for my parents' expectations. You cannot live off other people's expectations because it's unrealistic. So you gotta believe and live for yourself, because in time, my parents did eventually appreciate my creativity and they're happy for me, and you know, everything just worked out for the better. I'm sure that any parent would just want their child to be happy, and you know, sometimes even if your parents can't be happy for you, then you have to be happy for yourself even more. There's always going to be someone that's better than you. Sometimes you gotta realize that chasing success could be very tiring, it could be very lonely. There's a lot you have to sacrifice for success. So it's not always just, you know, ponies and butterflies. You know, everything has its ups and downs. You're not validated upon what degree you have or what you own or what you wear or what other people are like to you. So don't compare, concentrate on yourself, and if you must concentrate on others, then try to learn and be inspired from others instead, rather than just like, you know, compete and get all bitter. I really didn't know where I was going in life until I was maybe 22 or 23. And you know, I came with luck, I came with determination, I came with preservation. In 10 years time, who knows what I'm going to be doing. I guess I just take every day as it comes, but hopefully I'll be happy, I'll be able to work, being able to be inspired and inspiring other people. So to all the young ladies and young gentlemen watching this, I sincerely wish you all good luck for the future. I know things may seem scary right now, but you're not alone. Just keep a good attitude and just show the world who you are and kick some ass. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching.